finally here. It finally happened.
After a long and arduous decade. Production hell. This has fucking emerged out of the fiery pits.
Arguably, this is like two or three decades. They've wanted to make a Flash. They've been wanting to make a Flash movie for a minute.
And finally, we get a Frankenstein's monster of a film.
We finally got it. The Flash
is here. And it looks like shit. It's
fucking awful. It's fucking terrible. What happened?
So we saw The Flash like a week ago. And then I had to like fuck off to go visit family or whatever. Which is why we're only getting to this now.
Fucking dead.
I know. But I'm curious.
You meaning your family? You put your family over The Flash?
The Flash? No, but literally. So I have a question. Has The Flash, in the week since you saw it, have you warmed to it?
Nope.
Or gone even colder?
I'm even angrier.
Yeah? Explain.
Okay, so the long version. I can't really condense it to a short version. The long version is, I think this film is a disaster.
Yeah. It is doo-doo.
It is absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
It is a complete fucking insult.
Yeah.
Both to the audiences and just the general legacy of DC, as a whole, which I imagine will be full spoilers.
Yeah, we'll just go full spoil. I think The Flash is potentially the most spoiled.
No, yeah, I mean, at this point, if you haven't been spoiled on it, you're living under a fucking rock.
Yeah, no, exactly. But we'll go full spoilers.
It's just the film is just fucking terrible. I mean, it's simply. But I mean, I think the problem with the movie, right off the bat, the main problem with the movie is it's trying to be two things.
Yeah,
it's trying to be a Flash movie.
Yeah.
Flash needs to save his mom in the past, and he needs to do all that. That's what the film is. But then it's also trying to be the big epic DC multiverse movie.
It starts off with an emotional core, a decent one,
and a very very decent one that is immediately
tossed aside.
Which is immediately tossed aside, so it can be focused on cameos and nostalgia. And the problem is it's to the point where it's you almost forget this was about Barry's mom.
Exactly.
And it's embarrassing because it's I don't. What's frustrating is honestly, if this was to me it's they've tried to do Flash 1 and Flash 2.
Yeah.
In one film.
Yeah.
If they did something where it was if they did a Flash origin story and then it was it ends with the Flash trying to save his mum, but the consequences of that.
Flashpoint should never be the Flash's first
major introduction of the Flash on film.
If the first Captain America film was Civil War. You know what I mean? It's that level of
Flash. This is the Flash's first film.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Flash has had the TV show for a while, which. I mean, you wouldn't fucking know it considering how just blatantly they just don't give a fuck about Warner Bros. But with the Flash, it's they've decided to do a story that is kind of reliant on you understanding who the Flash is as a character first and foremost.
Yeah.
On a more deeper level, and it's the problem with the film is it's trying to do both. It's trying to be the big epic Flashpoint movie, but also again the big nostalgia, the big cameo fest, and it's you're trying to blend these two together, which then leads to the film just kind of feeling like a nightmare. I mean, because you can't blend those two together.
Well, absolutely.
You can't.
I mean, looking at Flashpoint as a story, it's not the big nostalgia cameo fest. You know what I mean? It's a story. It's a multiverse story.
Yeah.
But it's one that explores actually interesting scenarios.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's fucking what if Bruce died, but his parents survived.
And that's the unfortunate thing about a lot of the multiverse stuff in general. But I think kind of the Flash is the worst example of is the multiverse was a way to explore different concepts. Now, one thing that I would give it credit for, at least on paper, was the idea of one of the big cameos in the film near the end. It's Nicolas Cage as Superman.
Yeah.
On paper, I think that's a fucking brilliant idea.
Shame he's a blob.
Yeah, exactly. Which apparently he shot. Apparently he actually filmed, which I'm in that case, that just makes that scene even worse. Well, why is it in CGI then? Why did they not...
I like the detail of him fighting a big spider.
No, yeah, that's cool. Why is it?
No,
why does it look like that?
Yeah, it looks
why
so
not just
ass.
put Nicolas Cage in a fucking
And
Superman suit?
why do the fucking cameos? Why are all they are is just them
Different versions of Superman.
No, but they're like, no,
in a Flash movie.
Not even that. They've just all they do is turn around and look at the fucking camera.
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's a. And
it's the fucking Better Call Saul meme.
It's the most cynical fucking use of the multiverse I think I've ever seen on a film. Because, and that's the thing, is like the idea of like using like a Nicolas Cage Superman or using the many cancelled films of DC as kind of the jumping off point for multiverses. I think that's a brilliant idea. I think that's an absolutely brilliant idea because it's less about what famous cameo you can put in or what like bit of nostalgia you can do, but it's exploring those weird ideas, you know, where like, you know, like what some fucking like Hollywood exec hooked up on cocaine like came up with when figuring out like Batman. It's like,
do you know how many more fucking like how much more I would have fucking been excited for this film and appreciated this film if they'd just made Michael Keaton Thomas Wayne rather than Bruce Wayne. Because then what you have is a cool little reference because it's Michael Keaton, he played Batman in the past, but you're also telling a fucking story,
and that's the problem with the film is it struggles to tell it's trying to tell a story, but it's struggling because it feels like it's also trying to be like let's try and stuff like, oh hey guys, Michael Keaton Batman, remember Batman, you love Batman.
The Batman Michael Keaton plays in this movie, they're very vague about whether or not it's actually the 80s Batman. And also, because he's retired for some reason that we don't really know, except Gotham just stopped having crime, which is kind of base.
Gotham apparently was just fine now. No reason, which
after a certain point,
seems like a really...
It's like a fucking video game. After a certain point, you just beat all crime.
No, yeah, that's a really weird way of explaining it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know when you couldn't...
It just becomes a fucking expert in multiverse.
No, yeah, it's such like... I love that reasoning so much that Batman just stopped because there was no more crime. Like, what? Like,
everyone just stopped being criminals.
Just gave up. Like, no.
After a certain point, everyone's like, dang.
Come up with something else. Maybe have it be like Gotham became like really like authoritarian or something, and like it's like a dystopian like future or something. Yeah. Come up with something in like weird.
He stopped all crime.
It's just crime's over. Crime's cancelled. Like guys, like no more crime.
Obviously he didn't because there's a fucking Kryptonian girl fucking trapped away.
But that's not in Gotham.
Oh, and Batman only does Gotham, famously.
He only does Gotham. If something's happening in fucking like Germany, like not to do with him.
Like, okay,
even if it's got a fucking plane.
Borders of Gotham. It's something coming on the slightly other side. That's the reason there's no crime in Gotham. Everyone fucking wisened up and just did it slightly outside of Gotham.
Well, you know what? Like, the Batman's not gonna do any of this shit over here. I just go to fucking like Central City instead. I just do all that crime over there. Like.
Then he's somewhere fine. He won't fucking come over here. Batman just looks around. Where the fuck is crime? Oh well. We live in a utopia.
Batman just looks outside. He's like a fucking nuclear bomb went off. It's not like Gotham. It's not what I can do. Like
my fucking problem. He just gives up. Retires as Batman. I'm done.
Well, it is what it is. Oh well.
Yeah, no, I can't believe they didn't go down the fucking Flashpoint. Gives them a way of having every DC character in.
Yeah.
Gives them an interesting Batman story. Yeah. And they just fucking look at it and go, nah, Batman gave up because there's no crime anymore.
No more crime. And like, basically like 90% of the cameos in this movie are all Superman. I just love they're all Superman.
I also like the idea of Batman just fucking like Barry inspiring him just to shave.
You know what I love, right? This just like came to me now.
Yeah.
But you know, like when they rescue Supergirl, who's played by
Sasha Calle,
who is very good in the film, despite Flash has like nothing to do.
Yeah.
There's like a whole thing with her where when she's saved from like whatever the fuck like place she's in, right? She says like to one of the Barry Allens, because there's two Barry Allens. There's Barry Allen regular one, and there's 2013 one who's a fucking man child, and I can't stand them. Like, but like. There's this whole thing where it's like Supergirl's like, you people don't deserve to be saved.
Yeah.
And like all that because she was like tortured or whatever. And then 5 minutes later, like probably not even 5 minutes, she finds like Zod. Where like Zod came down looking for Superman or Supergirl or whoever. And when she first sees Zod at first, she's like, oh shit, it's Zod. Like, she clearly knows Zod's a bad guy.
Yeah.
Why is it that she goes from, I'm not going to save you guys anymore, but then when she sees Zod kill someone, something that I'm pretty sure she's very aware of, that's something that he does, she goes, wait, maybe you guys should be saved.
Whoa!
Wait, you're telling me Zod killed someone? I've got to save you guys now.
This dictator?
This dictator who I'm very aware of is a dictator?
I thought he was just a nice guy.
Because there's that whole scene where she clearly knows Zod and is intimidated by him and is like, whoa, like that's fucking Zod? Like, what's going on? And then
she's in the midst of flying away.
Yeah.
Sees Zod kill someone, and instead of going, oh, I'm gonna go and fly away from the death, goes, nah, I'm gonna help out.
But it's
and
like
fucking dies.
But it's like, why did they even have that whole thing?
Yeah.
When it's so quickly resolved, and that's probably like a good example of how
happens in a flash, if you will.
Exactly.
If you will.
But like that's like a big problem with the film.
Oh yeah.
Is that it does a lot of shit like that.
Yeah.
One of my favourite bits is when Batman tries to sacrifice himself. With the fucking he basically tries to fucking kill himself by fucking crashing into the ship, and it does nothing. It's which could have been a really funny scene, but he didn't play it like that, which I'm like, that's like a missed opportunity. That would have been fucking hilarious. Kill himself for nothing.
No, exactly.
But it's but that's the thing is they do a lot of shit like that. Where they try and set up Barry being the 2013 Barry, being the evil Flash essentially, and how quickly that gets resolved.
Well, even that, he barely is.
Yeah.
Also, that third act.
It's so, but that
is
whole
nonsense.
Oh, it's awful. But that whole bit, cause you know what? I really like the idea of the evil Flash basically being a really old version of Barry. Because he's been spending years.
It's the same twist as the Lego Movie 2.
Yeah.
Lightyear.
But the thing is that's a cool idea.
Yeah.
Where he's old and he keeps trying to
his
redo
name
it.
is shit.
Yeah.
Dark Flash.
But I hate how quickly they resolve Barry 2013 being evil.
Yeah.
He goes from being I need to do this, and then he goes, wait, that person's me. Okay, never mind.
Also,
fucking
it's
10 minutes.
I don't even want to begin to think about the level of paradoxes of that creates. Of if Barry 2013 gets killed, then surely Barry, the future would never exist in the first place.
Yeah.
But then why would you know what I mean? Look, time travel stories can work because Back to the Future exists. But this, what the fuck is a chrono ball?
What it is with the Flash is it's trying to do a lot.
Yeah.
It's trying to be like this zany multiverse story, but then the problem is the narrative is so paper thin.
Yeah.
Because they're hoping that the cameos and the that and the nostalgia baiting will be enough to justify its existence.
Yeah.
Where it's and it's to the point where you almost forget it's a Flash film at times.
Yeah.
Because they seem so uninterested in making.
Well, they're more
Flash.
interested in fucking Michael Keaton regurgitating catchphrases.
The fucking scene where he goes, "You want to get nuts?"
Let's get nuts.
And it doesn't make.
What? Which is immediately fucking.
Which also, there's no reason for him to say that in that scene. Yeah. He just says it.
Yeah.
It's
oh. Because what in the film? So there's that. There's the him flying the Batwing in front of the moon.
Mm-hmm.
There's
which looks stupid in the movie
because it's just in the background.
It's just in the it doesn't even because in the Tim Burton film that's a fantastic shot.
Yeah.
That's a shot where it's just you got all the clouds by it. It's really focused on that. But then in this, it's just if you look closely, it's vaguely there.
Yeah, it's ooh, exciting. No, I think it's such a shit film. I just don't get it.
It's poorly put together.
I'm not saying Flashpoint is the fucking peak of storytelling because it's not. No. It's really not.
No.
The film, the 2013 film, 2013 maybe, the animated film is pretty good. But why you would look at Flashpoint and go, we're going to do this, but we're going to do it really shit.
I think it's because ultimately Warner Brothers had no idea what the fuck they wanted to do with this movie, so it kind of feels like they were trying to do everything. Yeah, and it's because obviously at first this was just going to be a smaller scale Flash movie where Barry's like just being the Flash and solving crimes. It was like concept art in like 2014.
Yeah,
that was like publicly shown. Of like, this is what this film's gonna be, and then that didn't happen.
Yeah.
Then there was a bunch of directors who came, and then the film wasn't called The Flash anymore.
Yeah.
Then it was called Flashpoint.
Yeah.
And then they went, nope, now it's The Flash.
Yeah.
But it's still a Flashpoint story.
Yeah.
And I think the way this film has went, ever since, like, in its current, like, you know, like, iteration of being in the DCEU, it's been a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And it kind of feels like it's an amalgamation of, like, basically the past decade of trying to get this movie off the ground.
No, exactly.
And it's just led to a film that's just a fucking mess.
Yeah.
Like, because it doesn't know what it wants to be.
Yeah.
Does it want to be a multiverse story? Does it want to be a Flashpoint story? Does it want to just be a smaller, like, Flash movie? What does it want to be?
Yeah.
Like, and that's the unfortunate thing.
I don't know. I just think there's so much missed potential there in terms of being a good. Like, you know what I mean? If you're gonna do Flashpoint, there is a way to make Flashpoint the epic finale of the DCEU.
Yeah.
This isn't it.
Oh.
Because this is trying to be a big epic finale, but it doesn't care about any of the characters of the DCEU.
No,
because it cares more about fucking Michael Keaton Batman.
It cares more about a lot of the DCEU. I mean, it's one of them. Like, fucking Henry Cavill's on it.
Yeah.
The only
he filmed scenes for it.
Yeah. It's like, but that's another thing. The ending of the film, there's like fucking 3 different versions of it or something.
Yeah, and then it ends with fucking George Clooney walking out.
Yeah.
Which I guess is why Batgirl got cancelled.
Yeah.
Because Batgirl wouldn't make sense if.
Yeah, and there was a bunch of things. There was an ending with George Clooney. There was an ending with Michael Keaton.
Yeah, because I mean that. So the original ending was Michael Keaton.
It was with Michael Keaton. I think Supergirl and Superman were in the same.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a shot of it, I believe, in one of the TV spots.
Yeah.
There is a shot of that.
There is.
There is a shot of that end. It's like fucking, I don't know. It's like Supergirl, like.
Just in the street.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Yeah,
like. So that end was definitely filmed, and I probably was close enough.
Yeah.
To be like, so because that is there. I do wonder if they're gonna maybe put that on the
maybe
on the Blu-ray.
Well, okay, so if we look at what was the original plan for the DCU, vaguely what we know, based off this film, so it was meant to end with Michael Keaton being the new Batman of the DCU, which makes sense because it's something that's kind of built up to. And sure, I don't particularly like the choice, but I'm happy to go along with it.
Yeah,
that would have led to 2 films. So it would have led to Batgirl, which starred Michael Keaton in it, but Michael Keaton in the DCU because it had all J.K. Simmons as well.
Yeah.
Then it also would have led to a Batman Beyond film, which I like conceptually, but I don't get why you would make a Batman Beyond, because I can't imagine for a second that actually has Batman Beyond in it.
Yeah.
That will just be older Michael Keaton, in which case, why is it called Batman Beyond? Surely it's just...
But that's kind of, that whole mess with the ending is kind of a good example of where DC is and why DC has gotten this, or why DC have completely fucked it in terms of making a universe, because they haven't got a fucking clue what they're doing.
No, so this is meant to be a grand finale, right? But I mean, ignoring the fact Aquaman 2 and Blue Beetle are coming out. Yeah.
Which, I don't know.
Where's the finale part of the finale? There is, if this is meant to lead up to if this is meant to be a clean slate, what clean slate?
No, it doesn't have a conclusive ending.
The only thing this poses is, is George Clooney going to be Batman and Brave and the Bold? Which if he's not,
which he won't
probably won't be.
He won't be.
If he's not, then what was the point?
And that's for me. That's the problem.
Yeah.
I don't know what like the dates were in terms of when they filmed.
Yeah.
This ending with George Clooney. I know from what people, it sounds like it was quite late.
Yeah.
It sounds like it was like it wasn't that long ago. They filmed it. Yeah, like it's because it seems like it might have been like a splice almost of like the old and the new ending.
Yeah.
Because it looks like.
I mean, Ezra Miller wasn't there.
Yeah, it seems like it's still the same ending. On paper, it's a lot of the similar beats,
it's just
but with different people. So I don't know whether maybe it's kind of a mix of the two, where like a lot of the stuff with Barry might have been exactly the same.
Yeah.
But because they don't make a point to be like when like Barry's talking about like it's Bruce, like you don't mention anything specifically about how George Clooney looks.
Yeah.
Something specific about it to George Clooney. So, but that's the thing. Is like you come out of the film with more questions.
Yeah, not
And I think that's a wider problem with the DCEU and the DCU in general. Is I'm coming out of it with more fucking questions than answers. In terms of what the fuck is this?
I wonder if James Gunn's gone about this the wrong way. And not that I'm saying he should have cancelled Flash, Blue Beetle, Aquaman.
No, I completely disagree when people are going, okay, guys, you need to cancel.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet where it was like, okay, DC needs to remove themselves from controversy.
Sure.
They need to cancel Blue Beetle and Aquaman 2.
More controversy.
So you want DC to stay away from controversy by cancelling two major blockbusters.
Finished films, basically.
Finished films made by thousands of people. You just want their way to be erased.
Yeah.
That's not controversial.
But I think what James Gunn should have done, rather than having this fucking weird hybrid universe where Peacemaker's still there, Viola Davis is still there, Blue Beetle's still there.
I guess. Although that could be a thing where
every other actor could still be there. Why? Just start
from scratch. Start from scratch.
I mean, you can just have to look at fucking box office returns to see nobody gives a shit about DCU.
What they should do.
Yeah.
Is how I would have done it.
Yeah.
I'm CEO.
Yes.
Me. That's what I do. Right. If you still want to do stuff with Suicide Squad, like those kinds of Waller, Peacemaker C2. If you want to do all that, make an official Elseworlds brand. An official one. Because they have kind of said, it could be an Elseworlds story. But they haven't officially, but they haven't made like a logo for it. You know what I mean? Like they haven't, because honestly, I feel like that would be a really good solution to the problem and go, okay, Elseworlds, so the DCEU can technically carry on through Waller and all that, and they go, right, that's Elseworlds. That's all Elseworlds.
Yeah.
But what we'll do is Batman Brave and the Bold, Superman Legacy, all them, they're DCU. And they can have two different things where you could distinctly tell.
See, that's going to be the hard part.
Which.
Distinctly tell.
That is the hard part, because the problem is that general audiences aren't really going to understand that. It's like having two Batman.
That's going to be a struggle for.
That is going to be a struggle, but I do think at the very least having a clear thing to say, like DC Elseworlds or something. That is one way of doing it. It's a start to try and help with general audiences with this thing.
Do like the solo Star Wars story type deal.
Yeah, like that kind of thing to make
the Batman Part 2, an Elseworld.
An Elseworld story, but like something like that. Yeah, or like do like a DC Elseworld presents. Like that kind of something where it's not perfect, but it's a start where you can make it clear to people. Because all right, they're going to be very different in tone. Yeah, Matt Reeves and Andy Muschietti's. Hydrogen Bomb versus Coffin Baby. But like you've got those two, and obviously they're going to be different in tone. Like I imagine Brave and the Bold's going to be a lot lighter. I imagine it's probably going to be. I imagine they're going to be more cameos. But it'll probably be a bit more fantastical. I imagine. Whereas like that Heath
Ledger Joker.
Oh my god! Please no. Did you notice that there's nothing from Nolan in the Flash?
Fucking hell.
Nothing.
It's just
would not be surprised.
The choice of cameos is so weird.
Yeah, like
why Superman?
I'm convinced they wanted to get Christian Bale at the end.
They probably
instead of Clooney, but they couldn't get him. But they couldn't, and they can't get Val Kilmer.
Clooney would have been their first choice.